Last year, a normal saver with $10,000 in the bank earned about $1 in interest. In that same year, they lost around $380 in buying power to inflation. And if your money is sitting where most people's money sits right now, the exact same thing is happening to you today while you watch this. This isn't a video about saving more money. It's about something stranger. The way almost everyone was taught to save money quietly loses money by design. And by the end of this video, the fix is going to take less effort than picking a coffee order. So why is nobody talking about this? And here's something else, a second thread I want you to hold on to. There's a single number coming up later in this video that will change how you look at every bank account you've ever owned. I'm not going to tell you what it is yet. You'll know it when you hear it. Here's the belief this video is going after. Most of us grew up hearing the same message. Saving money is safe. Saving money is responsible. Full stop, no asterisk. And that message isn't wrong exactly. It's just missing something important. Safe and growing are not the same thing. A regular bank account that pays close to nothing in interest isn't neutral. It's not just doing nothing. While prices for groceries, rent, and gas keep climbing every year, that account is falling behind. Quietly, every single day. Even though the number on the screen never goes down. It feels safe. It is not growing. And here's the part that makes this worse. This isn't even the biggest mistake on this list. Let's talk about why this happens, because it's not because people are careless. It's built into how the human brain handles money. There's something called loss aversion. Basically, losing $10 hurts almost twice as much as gaining $10 feels good. That's not a guess. That's actual research. And here's what that does to your money. Leaving cash in a safe-feeling account feels comfortable, even when it's the option that's actually losing value. Meanwhile, investing feels risky, even when it's the option that's actually protecting your money over time. Your brain is reacting to the feeling of risk, not the actual math. Then there's present bias. This is just a fancy way of saying we care more about right now than we care about later. It's why saving for a goal 10 years away feels so much harder than spending on something that feels good today. Think about it like this. Imagine someone offers you $50 today, or $60 in 1 month. A lot of people take the $50 right now, even though waiting is the better deal. But flip it around. Offer that same person $50 in 11 months, or $60 in 12 months. Almost everyone waits the extra month for the better deal that time. Same choice, same gap, completely different decision, just because one version starts today. That's present bias in action. And it's exactly what happens every time future you loses to today you at the bank. It's not a personal failure. It's wired into basically everyone. And here's one that might feel a little uncomfortable. It's called mental accounting. Picture this. You get your regular paycheck and you're careful with it. Then you get a tax refund or a work bonus, and suddenly you're way looser with that money, even though it's the exact same dollars. Researchers call this treating money differently depending on where it came from, even when it makes no logical sense. Sound familiar? None of this is about willpower. It's a system working exactly the way it's designed to work. So here's the shift that changes everything. Money actually has 3 completely different jobs, and most people only ever use one of them. Job number 1 is saving. That's your safety net. Money you can grab fast in an emergency. Job number 2 is investing. That's money working for you over years, growing instead of just sitting there. Job number 3 is building assets, things you actually own that can keep generating value, like a stake in a business or a piece of property. Here's the mistake almost everyone makes without realizing it. They take money that should be doing job 2 or job 3, and they leave it stuck doing job 1 instead. Then they wonder why it never grows. Think of it like hiring 3 different people for 3 different jobs, and then asking all 3 of them to just guard the door. The guard is doing exactly what a guard should do, but nothing is being built, nothing is growing, because the other 2 jobs never got filled. That's what happens when someone's entire financial life lives inside a single checking account. The safety job gets done. The growth jobs never even start. Picture the exact same $10,000 we started with. Left in a normal bank account, it quietly shrinks against inflation, year after year. Put into long-term investing instead, growing at the market's historical average, that same $10,000 can turn into more than $189,000 over 30 years. Same starting amount, completely different outcome. The only difference is which job that money was assigned. But before we get to exactly how to fix this, you need to hear the myths keeping people stuck in job 1 without even realizing it. Myth 1. It's not worth saving unless you can save a lot. False. Small, consistent amounts add up more than people expect, especially once they're actually growing instead of sitting still. $20 a week feels like nothing. Over 10 years, invested instead of ignored, it stops feeling like nothing. Myth 2. A high salary means you're good with money. Also false, and we've actually covered the real data on this before. A huge number of real millionaires never earned 6 figures at all. Income and financial success are not the same thing. Plenty of people earning a lot still live paycheck to paycheck because a bigger income with the same habits just means a bigger version of the same problem. Myth 3. Investing is only for wealthy people. False. You can start investing with as little as $10 today through fractional shares. That barrier basically doesn't exist anymore. This isn't a someday when I have more money thing. It's a this afternoon on your phone thing. Myth 4. If you're investing, you don't need a savings account. Also false. These two things do completely different jobs, and mixing them up is exactly how people end up selling investments at a bad time just to cover an emergency, turning a temporary market dip into a permanent, locked-in loss. So if the old rules are broken, here's exactly what to do instead. Step 1. Split your money by job, not by habit. Keep 3 to 6 months of expenses somewhere safe and easy to access. That's your emergency fund. Everything beyond that shouldn't just be sitting in cash doing nothing. Most people never even take this first step, and it changes everything that comes after it. Step 2. Move your safety net money into a high-yield account. This part takes about 10 minutes. And here's that number I asked you to remember from the start of this video. The average traditional savings account pays around 0.4%. Some high-yield accounts pay close to 4 or even 5%. That's not a small gap. That's roughly 10 times more for doing nothing different except actually switching where your money sits. Same safety, same access in an emergency. Wildly different outcome. Step 3. Automate the transfer before you ever see the money. Set it up so a portion moves into savings and investing the moment your paycheck lands. This removes the moment of temptation completely because you're never even tempted by money you never see sitting in your checking account. Think about how much easier it is to skip dessert when it's not sitting on the table in front of you versus staring at you the whole meal. Automated money works the same way. Out of sight, genuinely out of temptation. This one habit shows up again and again with people who build real wealth, and it has nothing to do with how much they earn. Step 4. Put your long-term money into low-cost index funds and then leave it alone. An index fund is really just a simple basket that holds a slice of the whole market instead of you trying to guess which single company will win. Historically, the broader stock market has averaged close to 10% a year over the long run, and low cost matters more than people think. Some funds charge a tiny fraction of a percent, while others charge 10 or 20 times that for doing basically the same job. Over decades, that fee difference alone can quietly cost you tens of thousands of dollars. Remember that $10,000 turning into over $189,000? That's not a fantasy number. That's just what happens when money is given time and left to work. You do not need to be rich, and you do not need to be a genius to do this correctly. Step 5. Start small, on purpose. If $10 is enough to start investing today, then the amount was never really the excuse. So what actually was? Step 6. Treat windfalls like real money. Next time a bonus or a refund lands in your account, pause before spending it the way you normally would with extra cash. Treat it the same way you'd treat a regular paycheck. Because remember, it's the exact same money that was quietly losing value the whole time we were talking about this at the start. Now, here are the mistakes that undo all of this, even for people who are trying. Mistake 1. Keeping your emergency fund and your long-term savings in the exact same low-yield account, so neither one is doing its actual job properly. Your safety net stays safe, sure, but your growth money never actually grows. Mistake 2. Letting fear of a short-term market dip keep your money out of investments for years. Remember loss aversion? That's exactly what's happening here. The market goes down. It feels like danger, so the money stays in cash until things calm down. Except things calming down usually means the recovery already happened without you, and it's costing real money over time. Mistake 3. Waiting until you have a big enough amount before you start. We already covered this. Small and consistent beats waiting for perfect every single time. Perfect is a moving target that keeps moving further away the longer you wait for it. And here's the uncomfortable part. None of these mistakes are actually about how much money someone has. So let's come back to where we started. $1 earned, $380 lost. That's not a rare, unlucky situation. That is the default outcome for anyone who hasn't made a few small adjustments to how their money is being used. This video's title isn't an exaggeration. Most people really are saving money in a way that quietly loses to inflation, not because they're careless and not because they don't care about their future. It's because nobody ever explained the real difference between money that's safe and money that's actually growing. So here's your one actual next step today. Move whatever's sitting in a low-yield account into a high-yield one and set up one automatic transfer. Everything else we talked about builds from that single move. So here's my question for you. Out of saving, investing, and building assets, which one is most of your money actually sitting in right now? If you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more business and wealth-building content.